And hello, and thank you for joining with us live at the local San Luis City Mount Ice Stadium for tonight's NHL hockey game. Thank you for joining with us on this Week 6 of the Trojans going against the Yetis for tonight's Tuesday night special game for today. Thank you, Legos, for joining with us, with the Trojans joining with us for this Week 6 once again. Thank you, Legos, for joining with us once again in the San Luis City Legotopia capital area for tonight's Tuesday night hockey for today, brought to you by Pepsi and Pepsi Cola for today. Refresh your delight in the Mount Ice Stadium with the colors of blue and white for today. Winter time in the city of San Luis City for today, with the Yetis coming to the San Luis City area for today, going against the Trojans with a bitter cold taste in the San Luis City Mount Ice Stadium for tonight's NHL hockey game. Looking absolutely awesome for today. We're introducing new style for today on NHL hockey for today on this Week 6 of the Trojans joining with us. Looking at a very good record for this season, making them 4-1 for today. Please stay tuned. We'll be introducing the overall record and schedule by the end of today's NHL hockey game coming up very, very soon. And thank you for joining with us live at the local San Luis City Mount Ice Stadium. We're glad to introduce the NHL hockey games in the San Luis City area for another time in the San Luis City area. So stay tuned. On the next following clip, we'll be introducing the local Legotopia national anthem for this Week 6 NHL hockey. So stay tuned for that live once again with the Trojans going against the Yetis at the San Luis City Mount Ice Stadium. And thank you for joining with us live once again in the San Luis City Mount Ice Stadium. Please rise for today's local Legotopia national anthem for this Week 6 of the Trojans versus the Yetis for today at the local San Luis City Mount Ice Stadium. And now coming down to the San Luis City Mount Ice Stadium, the local Trojans join with us live once again on this Week 6 NHL hockey game for today, brought to you by the local Yeti and Yeti coolers for today, with the same team joining with us for today, the Yetis against the Trojans for tonight's NHL hockey game of Tuesday night hockey for today, for the start of the first period for today of NHL hockey, with 0-0 points on the board for today, with the colors of blue for today and the San Luis City Mount Ice Stadium NHL hockey stadium for this year. Please stay tuned for upcoming events in the San Luis City area. We have introduced a brand new date for the upcoming Disney on Ice show, which will be brought to you by the local NHL hockey itself and live here at the local Mount Ice Stadium. That will be during the month of March. I believe it will be on March 12th of 2022, so stay tuned for Disney on Ice for the first time ever in the San Luis City Mount Ice Stadium. We'll also be introducing that same month a brand new Monster Jam event live at the local San City Mount Ice Stadium, where we will be introducing local favorite monster trucks joining with us for the first time ever in the San City Mount Ice Stadium during March, right before the All-Star game on March 15th or 16th. So stay tuned for that. We'll be introducing those brand new dates on the month of March for that Sango event list. Thank you for joining with us for this month of February of 2022. Live once again for NHL hockey, and the hockey season is in full heat for today. With a nice record for the NHL hockey team of the Trojans going against the Yetis for this week 6 NHL hockey game. Just last week we saw the Trojans beat the Dragons with a final score of 4-1, I believe, with a big win last week and making them 4-1 right at the end of that week 5 NHL hockey game. And then moving on to week 6, we have the Trojans now going against the Yetis, and then coming up next week with a Thursday night hockey game for the Trojans going against the Bears on that week 6 NHL hockey game. The Bears joining with us in the San City Mount Ice Stadium. So thank you for joining with us once again. So far, start of the first period, and looking absolutely awesome for the Trojans. The local Olympics are live now on your local NBC networks and NBC Sports, so go check those brand new Olympics, Winter Olympics going on live on the local NBC Sports networks now, so go check those out. They have live hockey right now as well, which is the Team USA going live for this year for Winter Olympics for 2022 season in Beijing, so go check that out. That'll be going live on your local NBC networks. Lots of cool sport events going live around the world for today on the live television itself. Now on to NHL hockey once again, which is still going live on the local NBC networks and CBS networks of sports networks for today as well. We'll be introducing Legotopia NHL networks of TV Plus 6 of SG News, the local San Jose City News Network joining with us for today. So far there has been a score change added to the scoreboard for today for the NHL hockey team of the Trojans versus the Yetis. Trojans are beating the Yetis by 1 goal point right before the mid part of the first period itself. We have 3 clips for each period except the second period itself, but so far making it 1-0. Trojans are 1 and the Yetis are 0 for today. We want to give a big thanks to the Yetis joining with us live in the San City Mount Ice Stadium for the first time with this brand new NHL hockey franchise in the Legotopia capital area for today. So thank you for joining with us. Once again, score is 1-0, and go watch your Olympics now live on your local NBC networks and CBSSports.com. And moving on to the end part of the first period for today. So far, this is a 2-point goal game for today for the Trojans, making another goal right before the end of the first period itself. So far, making it 2-0 Trojans at the Yetis. Trojans beating the Yetis by 2 goal points for today. So far, looking absolutely awesome for today's MHS hockey game for today. And please stay tuned for upcoming Sango events. We'll be introducing this week another Jurassic World Lost World show at the local brand new San Jose City Jurassic World Parks itself, introducing local live Jurassic dinosaurs in the San Jose City area. So go check that out coming up this Thursday, I believe. So stay tuned on the local Legotopia President channel for today. We just introduced the brand new Super Bowl number 8 and Super Bowl 8 halftime shows. Please go check those out. Those are live on the Legotopia President channel as well. We have the following clips right before this NHL hockey game and video for today. So please go check those out for this 2022 brand new year of the local Super Bowl 8. Please stay tuned for your upcoming Super Bowl 56, which will be hosted live at the SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles in the United States of America, live on the local CBS Sports network, and it will be the LA Rams going against the Cincinnati Bengals, so go check that out. That'll be coming up this weekend, February 13th, 2022. Thank you for joining with us once again. Legoans live once again in the San Jose City MHS. Score 2-0. Trojans are 2 and the Yetis are 0. And moving on to your halftime highlights for today, or local highlights for today's NHL hockey game. So far, the Trojans are winning this one against the Yetis for tonight's NHL hockey game presented by NHL Pepsi Cola for today in the San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium once again. But so far, with the Trojans making 2 big goal points right into the mid part of the first period overall, making 1 point overall for the start of the first period, making it 1-0 against the Yetis with a nice goal point, nice yardage right there for the local Trojans, and then making another goal point right before the end of the first period, making it overall 2-0 right before the end of the first period overall for tonight's highlights. So far, the Trojans have a pretty good record for this season overall. They're hopeful to keep this record, keep going for the next 5 games overall right before the end of the All-Star game. If they win the next 5, they'll likely make it into the All-Star game against the Golds. Right now, the Golds have a nice record of being 5-0 right now, with the best record in the league overall, with the Trojans being number 2 in the league overall for this year's NHL hockey overall. Thank you for watching. Please go check out your local Winter Olympics live on your local NBC Sports itself and CBS Sports live on your local television. They are doing local ski events and lots of cool stuff, including hockey as well. So go check out the Team USA if you're in the United States or any other country that you're rooting for from your own country or from neighboring countries in the area. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more Legos. Those are your local halftime highlights, and stay tuned for the start of the second period. And now moving on to the start of the second period for today, with a nice halftime highlights presented by John Jr. for today, live at the San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium for this week 6 of the Trojans versus the Yetis for today's NHL hockey game of Tuesday night hockey special for today. Thank you for joining with us with another Tuesday night hockey game. We've introduced at least 3 nighttime hockey games, which are always chilly but very cool looking in the San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium, with the ice glowing in the San Jose City area with the white and red and blue for today, with the Trojans joining with us on the hockey rink for today and down the ice for today against the Yetis. So far, the Yetis putting their cool look in the San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium, but so far the Trojans beating the Yetis up with their blades for today, with making it 2-0 for today on the start of the second period. Looking absolutely awesome for the Trojans record for today overall. Likely, if they win this one, it will make them 5-1 with a nice record, with the Golds still being number 1 in the NHL hockey league right now, making the Golds 5-0 for today, which they just beat this last Monday against the Bears with a nice score of 6-0, with a big win for the Golds right there. We'll likely see the Golds making it to the brand new All-Star game on March 20th of 2022. Stay tuned for that. That's like an upcoming Super Bowl event. It'll be NHL hockey event championship hosted live here at the local San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium. Stay tuned for that. We'll be introducing somewhat of a halftime show in the San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium, so stay tuned for the upcoming contestants that will be joining with us for the upcoming NHL halftime show itself. Thank you for joining with us once again, Legos, live at the local San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium. So far, our score is 2-0. And thank you for joining with us once again, live at the local San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium. So far, with the Trojans winning by another score point added to the scoreboard, making it 3-0 for today's goal for today, making it Trojans 3-0 against the Yetis for this NHL hockey game. So far, looking absolutely awesome in the San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium for this Week 6 NHL hockey game. Freezing cold in the San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium, with a temperature of 30 degrees right now in the San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium due to that ice putting up cold air in the Mount Ice Stadium. So lots of fans right now are pretty chilly in the Saginaw City Mountain Stadium in the stands right now. But so far, pretty chilly game with the Yetis losing against the Trojans for today overall for this Week 6 NHL hockey game, making the Yetis having the worst record of the NHL Hockey League, at least the second worst record right now, making them 2-3 right now for today's NHL hockey game. If they lose this one, they'll likely be 2-4 after tonight's NHL hockey game if they likely lose this one against the Trojans. But you never know. We'll be introducing the start of the third period coming up momentarily live in the Saginaw City Mount Ice Stadium. And now moving on to your overall second period highlights for today overall for the Trojans against the Yetis, with the Trojans making another goal right before the end of the second period overall. Not making as many points on this start of the second period or mid part of today's NHL hockey game, but making it 3-0 right before the end of the second period overall. And the Trojans are looking forward to trying their best right before the end of today's NHL hockey game. The Yetis could still come back with a big win right before the end of today's NHL hockey game, but you never know, they could be losing this one right before today's hockey game overall as well, so stay tuned. But today's Sango event is brought to you by also the Olympics for today, so please go check out your local Olympics on your live television web itself. They're doing lots of cool Olympic type of stuff on there, including a local Team USA hockey itself. So and we also have the local NHL hockey franchise going live in the United States of America and Canada itself, so go check that out on your local NBC and CBS Sports live now on your local sport networks. For today's local Legotopia National Hockey League for today, we're introducing this brand new league this year. We're glad to introduce more games like this in the following future as well, so stay tuned as always. But with the season almost done for the Saginaw City Trojans, they're looking forward to winning the next 5 and entering into the brand new All-Star game, which will be introducing a Super Bowl-like feeling in the Saginaw City Mount Ice Stadium. This will be determining who wins this year's NHL Hockey Stanley Cup trophy itself, so go check that out at your local Saginaw City Mount Ice Stadium on March 20th of 2022. And thank you for watching. Those are your local halftime highlights for today, and stay tuned for the upcoming third period of the end of today's NHL hockey game. And now moving on to the start of the third period for today to the mid part of today's third period overall for today in the Saginaw City Mount Ice Stadium. So far, the Trojans are winning this one still 3-0 for today against the Yetis to the mid part of today's third period overall. But looking absolutely awesome in the Saginaw City Mount Ice Stadium. We're glad to introduce the Saginaw City NHL hockey games once again for a brand new year this year. We'll likely be introducing them again next year, so stay tuned for the 2023 season, and we'll be ending it in March of this year of 2022 for these brand new NHL sports hockey games for today. Thank you for joining with us once again. Looking absolutely awesome. Still same score game for the Trojans at the Yetis. The Yetis making 0 points overall against this Trojans hockey team, but looking absolutely awesome for today. Please stay tuned live at the local Saginaw City Mount Ice Stadium once again for today's NHL hockey game or today's Tuesday night hockey. Sorry, moving on to the mid part of today's third period. The last clip was a little bit messed up right there. The last clip was the first start of the first third period for today. But so far, a score change has been added to the scoreboard for today's NHL hockey game, with the Trojans not losing this one, but finally the Yetis making a big point onto the scoreboard, making it 2-3 for today with two big goals right before the mid part of today's third period. This will likely lead to them maybe winning this one or even tying today's NHL hockey game. We'll be determining that on the next following clip if the Trojans can beat the Yetis, with the Yetis making a big comeback right at the end of today's NHL hockey game overall. But looking absolutely awesome for today. Yetis are looking absolutely awesome for the cool look in the San Luis City Mount Ice Stadium for today's Tuesday night hockey game of Week 6. Please stay tuned. On Week 7, we'll be introducing the Trojans versus the Bears. We have at least 4 more weeks left right before the end of today's NHL hockey season overall, regular season. And then we'll be introducing the local All-Star game. We will be seeing the 2 finalists and the 2 championship teams live here at the local San Luis City Mount Ice Stadium for that brand new All-Star game for NHL hockey, which is more like a Super Bowl event for the NHL franchise itself, starting on March 20th of 2022. Thank you for joining with us once again, Legoans, and thank you for seeing your brand new NHL hockey games for this 2022 season, and stay tuned for more. And with the final score for today, with the Trojans winning against the Yetis with a final score of 4-3 for today. What a big game for today for the San Luis City Trojans versus the Yetis. Overall, with a big win overall for today's Week 6 NHL hockey game of Tuesday night hockey. Please stay tuned for upcoming Week 7 with the Trojans going against the Bears. That'll be coming up on Thursday next week. I believe that will be February 17th, something like that next week, so stay tuned for that. I'll be coming up on Thursday hockey overall, with a nice special going on live in the San Luis City Mount Ice Stadium. Please stay tuned for more, and please go check out your local Super Bowl 8 with the Raccoons beating up the Elephants with that Super Bowl 8 NFL hockey game overall, so go check that out. Super Bowl 8 was a pretty big hit in the San Luis City Mount Ice Stadium. We're glad to introduce the NHL hockey once again for another Week 6 for today of 6 weeks of NHL hockey overall. Thank you for watching. Please stay tuned for more Legoans, and signing out to you folks from the Mountain High Stadium and the Legotopia capital of the world for today. With a final score with the Trojans making a big win for today, and the local Trojans fans happy for today's NHL hockey game. But a chilly start for today in the San Luis City Mount Ice Stadium overall, with the Yetis leaving here with a big loss against the Trojans. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more Legoans NHL hockey. Signing out for tonight, folks.